Yes, hello, Mr. Bateman. It's Mr. Hussain here. I'm contacting you after 2 weeks, as you stated, to get an update.
Yeah, I'm still waiting, I'm afraid.
Who are you waiting on?
I'm waiting on advice from third parties.
What's the name of the third party?
There's three third parties.
There's 3 third parties.
Yeah, I can't tell you any more information.
Well, I mean, with all due respect, you've asked me to ring back in a fortnight. I have done so. And once again, you're telling me that you can't tell me any information. My understanding was that you were looking to validate the lasting power of attorney.
Welcome to the EE voicemail. I'm sorry, but the person you've called is not available. Please leave your message after the tone. After you've finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Yes, Mr. Bateman. This is kind of childish, isn't it? Slamming the phone on me. How rude and disrespectful is that? And let me get this right. You're meant to be a professional. Is that right, Mr. Bateman? You're a professional solicitor, a public notary. When I'm ringing you up, you're slamming the phone upon me. I did ask you, you did tell me to ring you back in 2 weeks' time for an update. And if you recall, Mr. Bateman, I had initially contacted you in November, December, and then proceeded to lodge this as a formal complaint, which you had asked me to go complain if you want to. And I did complain. I complained to the ICO, Information and Commissioner's Office. They got back to me, and they've contacted you. And it's you, Mr. Bateman, that contacted me via my mobile phone. So I didn't contact you, Mr. Bateman. You contacted me. And now you're giving me this runaround saying, oh, there's 3 third parties. It doesn't matter if there's 10 third parties, Mr. Bateman. It's not the liability does not lie upon them. The liability lies upon yourself. And Mr. Bateman, clearly it's quite transparent what happened in the case of my brother. We did not give you instructions. My brother did not give you instructions. These so-called third parties had instructed you, and the plan was for you to be my brother's financial deputy. That's correct, isn't it, Mr. Bateman? And it's all gone sour now, and now nobody wants to discuss anything with me, considering my brother still has mental capacity, and he has authorized me to act on his behalf, given the registered lasting power of attorney, which you're now looking to undermine and overturn through your assistance with the local authority, so you can say that your client's confidentiality can be maintained, when the reality is that you're utilizing my brother's rights afforded to him in law in order to advantage yourself and advantage your own financial interest. All I'm asking for is answers to questions. You have been more than reasonable. This issue was first brought to your attention in November, when a subject access request was made after I had secured my brother's lasting power of attorney. And now all of a sudden, Mr. Bateman, you're slamming the phone on me like a little child. That's what you are. And you're fully confident that because you have parties and share holidays with judges across the district, that you're untouchable. That's right, innit, Mr. Jones? You have golfing holidays with judges across the district, and you're all part of the same colleague group, and you're all scrub each other's backs. And the reality is that it doesn't really matter, Mr. Jones, how many of the people that you know, or how long you've been a solicitor. Look at the way you're acting and behaving now. I spoke to you 2 weeks ago, and you said, oh, I need another 2 weeks, after you had already received 2 weeks. So a month has now expired, and you contacted me in June. And I did not contact you. I contacted the ICO, who have written to you. You need to live up to your legal obligations. You are now in violation of the Data Protection Act 2018 legislation. And as I've explained previously, I will be holding you account for the maximum penalty permitted in law. Number 1, and I do not want to. And that claim can be made at any time. It's not restricted to any limitations of civil procedure rules or within 3 years. Me and my brother can instigate a claim against you at any time, and we will be looking to secure the maximum penalty permitted in law of 20 million euros for your persistent failure and fraud, in essence, in slamming the phone upon me. Why are you refusing to engage with us, Mr. Jones? Mr. Bateman, when You have clearly told me to ring you back in 2 weeks, and I have done so. Very childish, Mr. Jones, and very childish, Mr. Bateman, and I will call you back in another 2 weeks, should we say. But this idea of slamming the phone on me is very childish, very unprofessional, and I cannot believe that you're a solicitor. You are a solicitor protecting the weak and vulnerable in this society with mental health problems. Is it not true, Mr. Bateman, that you're also my nephew Shakil's solicitor as well? And you're representing him? Please, I will call you back.